Hi everybody. I have another interesting caterpillar from Creepy Crawly Caterpillars to share with you. This one comes from chapter 10 and it's called the Puss Moth Caterpillar. Check out this interesting picture. Pretty cool, isn't it? So let's see what it says. Puss Moth Caterpillar. It's not easy for a caterpillar to fight off a big bird or a lizard, but the puss moth caterpillar certainly tries. Wait till you hear all the things it does. The plain brown and tan adult puss moth is almost invisible against the bark of a tree trunk, but as a caterpillar, it is anything but plain. When it hatches from its eggs, it is a tiny black caterpillar with two long tails, quote unquote tails, that some say look sort of like the whiskers of a cat. And that's why it's called a puss moth. But as a full-grown 2-inch caterpillar, the puss moth is bright green with a purple saddle on its back. Its red and yellow rimmed face would make a great pattern for a Halloween mask. In place of the last pair of legs, this caterpillar has two long rods tipped in red. When it is threatened, it rears up on its hind legs and lashes this weird tail around. At the same time, it pulls back its head and puffs up two tiny ear-like bumps. If that isn't enough to scare away the enemy, then the caterpillar sprays a stinging fluid called formic acid at the attacker's eyes. Wow! Some think that a puss moth gets its name because it spits like a cat, but it doesn't. The spray comes from a gland in the first segment just behind its head. Puss moths live in Europe and Asia, where they feed on willow and poplar trees. They mix chips of wood from these trees with their own silk to build a cocoon as strong as a walnut shell. That's really strong. In spring, when the adult moth breaks through its pupal case inside the cocoon, sharp bits of case stay hooked to the moth's head to help the new moth cut through the tough cocoon. Wow, so interesting. So now that you heard about it, take a close look at this again. You see the purple, looks like a saddle on its back, and you see the long tail things with the red tips that they whip about, and there's where it pulls back. So interesting. Here's a picture of the egg stage. This one is the pupa. Here is the cocoon, and here is the moth. And again, this one is called the puss moth caterpillar. Yet another of the creepy, crawly caterpillars. Bye-bye.